Good evening, and welcome to another special edition of Mercyhurst Tonight. I'm Donny Bryant, and I am here with the founder of the brand Exit 44, Kody Miles. How are you, Kody?
Good, Donny. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm fantastic. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Exit 44?
Of course. So as you can see here, Exit 44 is a cultural movement. We're focused heavily upon just highlighting people and kind of creating a sense of community and getting everyone involved. It's really my goal and my passion is to help people and just grow the brand through arts and different things like sports and gaming, photography and such.
So it can be anything. It can be anything within entertainment. Like
yeah, of course.
Gaming, sports, basketball, football.
Yeah.
Speed running even. That's what a lot of the gamers do. They speed run.
Right.
Making music, shooting pictures.
Yeah.
You have the catchphrase on there, or the statement, a cultural movement.
Yeah.
So what is the cultural movement? What are you trying to say from that?
So to me, a culture movement is just bringing everyone together, creating a sense of community and a sense of equality. I want everyone to feel like they have a place. Exit 44 is the exit on the thruway where I go home, so It's my hometown. But I really like to bring it to a bigger sense and have Exit 44 be a home for everyone. So, just getting everyone involved. And so I guess a cultural movement to me would be just highlighting everyone, making everyone feel included, feel special, and really elevating people on a higher platform to what they can be.
And in your hometown is where, because you said it's on the way to your hometown. So where is that?
Canandaigua, New York. So it's a suburb of Rochester. That's where I got the inspiration for the name Exit 44.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
So what's the history of Exit 44? Like, what made you want to do this?
Right. So it's only been around for less than a year now.
Yeah.
I would say it was started in June. I was working at an internship, and I got a lot of inspiration in different areas. Like, I'm really heavily into gaming, basketball, sports in general. Music's a big part of my life. Photography and just everything you can really see on there is really culminated into what Exit 44 is. So
yeah.
I was kind of getting inspired by different areas of that, and I really wanted to just get rid of the 9-to-5 job, if you will, and just
9 to 5. Yeah,
I
guess
create something that I was passionate about instead of letting other people dictate what that might be.
So in other words, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I would consider myself that.
And you're just trying to really make something that really is for everybody.
Yeah. And
regardless of talent, regardless of experience, it's something for everybody.
Right. Because when I look back throughout my career, if you will, you never know who might be the next person that's up, or who might be inspired by your brand or can really benefit from your platform. So I really try to give everyone a shout out, a highlight, just something to help them and make them feel special and, kind of create their confidence in a way.
Exactly. I mean, the purpose of a platform is really to give people a voice.
Right.
And you're just trying to give people a voice, whether it's sports, whether in arts, culture, whatever. You're trying to give people a voice and tell them, like, hey, listen, if you really are interested, why don't you come join this community where everyone can really just do their thing and really just shine as an individual, and really you're trying to capture that talent and really expose it to a lot of people. And I think that's a really good idea. What are some of the difficulties? Because there had to have been some difficulties. Nothing's easy.
So, like you were saying, this is a kind of a startup, in a sense. This didn't exist 8 months ago, if you will. So a lot of the difficulties were just kind of figuring out new and innovative ways to keep people engaged and keep people retained, to keep coming back.
Right.
So I would say one of the biggest difficulties, at least from my perspective, building this brand so far, it's not even really, I wouldn't consider it big or anything. It's in the process, and I love that. But what I would say, some of the challenges or difficulties that I've had or faced, definitely is just getting people's trust.
What do you mean by that?
So, you're quote selling an idea. I'm trying to get people to want to be involved, and it's not everyone wants to be involved. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but
some people are shy. Others are just like, I don't think it's really my style. I don't think it's for me. you know, because you know when something comes out, something new, you know, some people are very hesitant about it, which is understandable,
of course.
very understandable. And I think the most important thing with a new platform or a new business is really just to make everyone feel welcome wherever they're from, wherever they're at, just to make everyone feel welcome. And so has that been the only difficulty so far?
No, I mean, that's just one of the overbearing difficulties, I would say, from my perspective. But other difficulties were just being fresh and relevant, you know. I kind of touched on that last time I spoke about challenges with trust and stuff, but just my main focus is to give people what they want. And it's hard, you know, to sometimes figure out what that might be. So getting a lot of feedback and reviews and just talking with a lot of the people that are engaging with the community is really big, and that's also the hardest part because there's a lot of people involved.
Have the reviews been good so far with with what people have said?
For sure.
You know, has some of the results and references come back pretty well too?
Yeah, I mean, so this shirt here on display was our first piece of merchandise that we had, and it sold out in 2 days, which is insane.
Really? Where'd you sold it out to? Did you sold it on Etsy? Did you sold it on eBay?
Honestly,
where would someone buy a product like this?
I kind of did it more organically, just word of mouth, and on our Instagram, which is not what I wanted to do, but in terms of the base level where we're at, I'd say that's what I did. Just kind of social media and word of mouth on campus and around my hometown.
Aside from Instagram, what other platforms do you use to really get out your brand?
So Instagram's our pretty much primary goal right now, but we're also involved with Twitter. It's just hard on my end, kind of trying to manage everything, but we're on Twitter. When we kind of get more stories developing around our events and everything, we have a YouTube. We're going to start putting out more produced pieces, I would say, storylines and stuff like that about events. So yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Have you gotten any people to help you out so far?
Yeah, so actually a couple of my friends on campus that I've had help me out along the way. We have a graphic designer who designs she designed this logo. I'm really appreciative of her. This was amazing work. And a lot of
it really is. It came out well too.
Yeah,
it came out well.
It's more than what I could have imagined just for the beginning. It's crazy. So Mackenzie Postotnik, she's a freshman here. She designed this logo. She's our graphic designer.
Okay.
And then also a senior friend of mine, Tyler Klingenberg, who goes here as well. He's our videographer. So stuff coming up in the future with our basketball league, our volleyball league, and just events that we might host. That's our guy for that.
And how does someone reach you if they feel like they want to help you and Exit 44 and really expose the brand a little bit more?
Yeah, so there have actually been a few people who have done this. One to mention would be Stefano Cantali on the hockey team. He came to me and brought some ideas and had mentioned a few things that he thought would be a good idea, and I was like, yeah, you know, I took into consideration that would be good. We're already working on that, or maybe that wouldn't be for us at this time right now. But he actually came with some ideas, and I let him do like a guest hosting for our series that we just started.
Of course.
It's called Behind the Scenes, where we interview different people on campus and kind of highlight their talents that maybe people don't know about. So we had someone from the lacrosse team, the women's lacrosse team, excuse me, come on, and she was a phenomenal singer. So he hosted that interview. It's about 5 minutes. You can check it out on our Instagram. It's an IGTV video. Very cool to see people
She was
behind.
a singer. And what song did she sing, just out of curiosity?
She sang a song called Little Do You Know.
Oh, okay.
If you're familiar with that.
Sort of.
I wasn't familiar, but she sang it beautifully and did a great rendition of that, so I thought that was cool. And I'm really excited to see where that goes. That was episode 1. And we got some other cool series in the works where we just try to get everyone and, you know, just keep building the brand. It's really my goal. That's
pretty cool. You've had some events, though, in the past.
Yeah.
You know, different events that were well organized, if I do say so myself. But you know, what were some of these previous events, just so that everyone else can know?
So we've hosted basketball tournaments because for me, basketball is like the sport for me. You know?
Is that your favorite sport?
That would be definitely my favorite sport to play, to watch, to play in video games, such like that. So we hosted 3 basketball tournaments throughout the year last semester, and moving forward, that was the main pillar to build upon. So, 3 basketball tournaments. You had covered one.
Yep.
It was our very first one outside
I remember
of the
that.
sport
I
court.
remember that right outside of Ryan Hall. I think it was right when it was just being built.
Yeah,
right when it finished being built.
Just took the tape off.
Yeah, the basketball court. Yeah.
Let the people come out, and it was awesome. Let the grass dry because it was muddy for a little while.
Yeah, weather was pretty bad around that time too.
So, yeah, we've had that, and then the second one we linked up with the senior class gift to raise money for the scholarship for Mike Folga, as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and so MTV came out. Michael Victor, he came out. He cut the ribbon with Abby Staub, who you did a phenomenal interview with before. Just wanted to say. And,
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so those are kind of the events that we have been building upon and look to continue in the future.
Well, what events do you have planned other than sports? Because we talked a decent amount about the sports.
Yeah.
But you said this is for everyone outside of sports.
Yeah.
Including everyone outside of sports. So, what other events do you plan on having for like gaming, maybe some music, maybe, arts and crafts, whatever?
So each of these pillars equally important to me. Like in the works, I don't want to say or mention anything, but we've had some talks of hosting an esports tournament here on campus for students to kind of build that club, if you will.
And were there prizes too?
Yeah, different prizes, gift cards and such, and just bragging rights really to say that you're a tournament winner or anything like that. So that's one of the pillars that we want to work on is esports for sure, having that as a prevalent thing coming up in pop culture. That's becoming a huge thing, as you, a fellow gamer, might know.
Yeah. I used to have a show called Historics. I used to have a really good gaming show, and then just stuff happened, and I got busy with my schedule, and I had to cancel it. But maybe I'll bring it back one.
Yeah,
one of these
maybe you
days.
could highlight this on there.
Yeah, maybe.
So, like you said, also music. I'm trying to do something for Springfest, maybe get our name out there, sponsored by or working with Springfest, and
that'd be a good idea.
And
that'd be a really good idea.
Yeah, and I've been working with the art department here, trying to host an art show where we come together and people create unique pieces of art, whether it be paintings, sculptures, etc.
So anything, including
any artsy,
computer graphic design,
for instance, and just the winner gets a prize, recognition, highlighted on the page, and just trying to build those pillars, like you said.
What have you done with music, just as a so that we can balance some things out?
We haven't done any specific events, but on the page we host different artists, such as we've had Elevate from Mercyhurst on here. We've had different people who are rappers and musicians and guitarists from home on the page, and just really highlighting their new music whenever it comes out to let people know, go check this guy out, check this girl out. She's got some great work on the way.
And what is your end goal for this brand? What is your number one goal that you absolutely want to achieve, no matter what? What is that?
Right. So concrete goals for me are definitely to build upon our apparel. This is just the first drop. Apparel for me is just an extension of who you are, and you can wear and define things by what you wear.
I agree with that.
So that's really important to me. I want people to feel comfortable and relate to the brand and rock it and support it. So that's one of my goals down the line within the next 5 years, just to get maybe monthly or bi-monthly apparel drops. And I want to just keep building our social media. That's important in this day and age, to have a strong presence online. And I think that's the goal there, is just social media and apparel, and just keep building upon that to be one day is my goal, full-fledged media company where we can host and do different things with that.
So an actual legit place where you travel around to certain areas and you highlight certain people for whatever they're doing. So
say, all these different categories here. We could be an agency for basketball players or athletes in general. We can have musicians signed to the label You know, we could have photographers destined just to be for our brand, you know, just different things like that. Where we're working and collaborating with all these areas, and we become a bigger thing in pop culture, you know.
I get you.
So connect all the 6 different things, and maybe it'll grow from 6. You know, we've got 6 here, but
there are a lot more. I mean, ESPN is now getting, you know, people just for playing ping pong nowadays. Right. Not to talk bad about that, but I'm just saying, you know, if ESPN is starting to take notice of all these different trends that are now coming out, I mean, everyone else will eventually. Yeah. So
that's
I mean,
just
that makes perfect sense.
Adapting and being consistent with the movement is really my end goal.
Okay, and what else do you have to say about your brand?
Just want to, you know, let people know that there are more apparel drops on the way. I did say that we were not going to restock this shirt because I wanted it to be sort of
limited edition,
like a day one type of thing, you know. Okay. So you were there from day one. You have the original shirt, but there's a lot of demand for it, and I want people to be involved because at the end of the day, that's our mission, is inclusivity and just having everyone included. So we're going to restock that shirt, and I'm really excited. So stay on top of that on our social media. And as well, we're hosting a tournament in February, a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in memorial of Kody Bryant. So.
Oh yeah, cool. It was very sad, very sad. Well, what time will that be at, and how do you enter?
So the details are still getting worked out, but it's going to be, I believe, the set date for right now is February 20th in the MAC gym at Mercyhurst, and we want to just give and pay respect to a great legend of basketball.
Yeah, he was.
That, you know, we all grew up with. I could say he's definitely by far, hands down, my favorite athlete. And it was so tragic and sad. And
oh yeah,
really
it was. It was so untimely. When I saw that report, I was just like, that can't be true, because TMZ was the very first source to get that report, and you know, they got a lot of backlash for that, but.
The way they went about
which is rightfully so. You know, you gotta have your standards as a journalist and as a broadcaster in general. But you know, when I saw that, I thought it was fake. I really thought it was. I thought they were messing with us.
I was astounded. So.
And then when multiple sources confirmed, and then when Fox got it, you know, it was sad. But like I said, anything else you want to say about your brand before we get out?
Just keep an eye out. Follow us on social media, on Instagram at exit.44 and on Twitter at exit44official. And just stay up to date, and you know, keep believing in us and keep trusting us, because we're not going to let you down. Really excited.
Okay. That concludes our special edition of Mercyhurst Tonight. I'm Donny Bryant, and I'll see you next time.